Good morning. My name is Joe Berger, and I have the privilege of serving as provost. And on this day, it is my pleasure to join Chancellor Suarez Orozco in presenting the John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence to a most deserving student. Lee Daniel Tran, please step forward.
Lee Daniel, your UMass Boston experience exemplifies the John F. Kennedy Award's call for public service in every conceivable way. Pursuing a major in urban planning and community development, along with a concentration in Asian American studies, you've routinely connected your own lived experience as a student in Boston Public Schools, as the son of a working class Vietnamese refugee and immigrant family living here in Dorchester, to all your endeavors and class projects. Your engagement on many of the defining issues of concern to our Asian American communities, including gentrification, housing, community place making, and the Dorchester-based city development has defined your journey through UMass Boston. You've worked tirelessly with 4 Asian American community organizations, strategizing on issues and using, especially, your photographic skills to document community mobilization initiatives in real time. You served UMass Boston in a variety of exemplary ways, from working as an intern in the Asian American Resource Center to serving as an orientation leader through the Office of New Student Programs, to volunteering on behalf of the Bachelor of Arts Community Development Program. As a beacon, you've nurtured a commitment to community service. After graduation, you aim to work in a Boston area nonprofit organization with the goal of pursuing a community organizing career. In recognition to your numerous accomplishments, your leadership, your ethic of care and service, and your selfless service to others, I am pleased to present the 2023 John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence to you, Lee Daniel Tran. It is my pleasure to introduce our JFK Award winner, Lee Daniel Tran, to present remarks on behalf of the class of 2023.
Wow, thank you, Chancellor, for your remarks. I am grateful for your introduction and for receiving this award. Chamon Gakban, and welcome to the fellow graduates of UMass Boston's class of 2023. I want to thank our faculty, staff, family, friends, and community members for joining us in this amazing celebration of a milestone that is the end of one journey, but the start of another. Before I start, I just wanted to say that I was very surprised to learn that I was receiving this award, given the fact that I failed introductory statistics in my first semester at UMass Boston. So when I heard the phrase academic excellence in the title, I said, uh-oh, am I even eligible? For the record, I did retake the course and passed it, but I guess it goes to show that to succeed, you have to fail. You have to be challenged to overcome. I also want to thank my parents, the faculty in the School for the Environment and the Urban Planning and Community Development Program, Dr. Peter Keong, Dr. Shirley Tang in the amazing Asian American Studies program, friends and mentors like Pratna Kem and Erica Lam and others from the first floor of the campus center for your tireless efforts in spreading your knowledge and wisdom, in giving your time and getting to know and care for students like myself. For it is in connection and bonds that make us a strong and united community. To the fellow graduates, I am extremely honored and privileged to be able to congratulate all of you on reaching this point. I'm sure like many of you who entered UMass Boston before 2020, excited to start our pursuits in higher education, eager to meet new people from various backgrounds, curious and scared about what lay ahead. We were not only challenged to find ourselves and to become better versions of ourselves, we were also challenged to stay connected amidst an unprecedented and unforeseen obstacle, the COVID-19 pandemic. I remember being in my English 102 course actually writing about reports of anti-Asian sentiment in light of the origins of COVID-19 and how in times of fear and anxiety, we are quick to blame at first instead of trying to find solutions together. We spent countless hours in what we thought were going to be classrooms, but in Zoom classes and breakout rooms, seeing our professors and classmates in squares, co-creating spaces on being educators, learning and unlearning together. We've had to figure out quickly on how to foster connection and to be social, but at the same time being distanced. We've had to learn how to care, how to love, how to have compassion with and for each other in times of sickness, uncertainty, death, and hopelessness. We've had to support each other in new and creative ways we didn't know how, but doing so together. At UMass Boston, our public university, we are a community defined by a multitude of diverse backgrounds and experiences, those from mostly working class and immigrant communities. We are made up of many rich and divergent cultures, both US born, US raised, local, international, immigrant, and so many more. We are the public. What is beautiful is that despite, or perhaps because of our differences, we have all come together and found ourselves at UMass Boston. In similar pursuits of how to best enter the job market, make connections, and gain real-world experience in how to be good citizens, how to protect, preserve, and expand our precious public spaces like UMass Boston. But at the same time, each and every one of us were challenged every step of the way. We were challenged by our academics, our professors, our family, our friends, but also by ourselves in striving for our own personal growth and professional success. At the same time, we were also challenged on ways to support one another, to be in solidarity with each other, to have compassion, and speak up for those who need their struggles to be shined a light on. I remember during the pandemic, amidst the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement, I was challenged on what solidarity meant for our communities of color, notably our African American community. While my focus has and continues to be on the Asian American communities and the organizing development here, I was asked by my fellow community organizers, what can we do? How can we play a role in supporting another community? How can we find common ground? Later in 2021, after the deadly Atlanta spa shooting that took the lives of 8 people, 6 being women of Asian descent, I was further challenged by my own community on community organizing here in support of another community elsewhere, despite having little direct connection with myself and the Asian American community in Boston. It was after this tragedy that I began to critically reflect on how connected we all are, even if we don't really know each other. We are tied by thousands of threads, and we are affected by both the positive and negative impacts that happen to us individually and as a community. Recently, Boston has had its own Asian American community harmed, with our Asian elders, such as Daniel Tran, who was robbed, assaulted, and left for dead at North Quincy Station. Or Arif Syed Faisal, one of our own UMass Boston students, a Bangladeshi immigrant who was killed by Cambridge police in January. We are constantly reminded that a win or a loss to one of our community members is a win or a loss for every community, especially our communities of color. We must understand that we are all linked and connected to one another in more ways than we know and more ways than we feel. And because of this, we must really value and protect those around us. For it is through community that we can strive for a better future for all of us, not just for the times, but for us. Lastly, I would gamble on the idea that you and I are not very different from each other. We have probably both seen and been through a great deal of pain and will end up going through a great deal more before our lifetime is over. We've laughed and cried. We each have fond memories and, of course, stories we will never tell, chapters that do not get read out loud. We have seen things we wish we hadn't, and there's things we both still wish to see. We love and are loved in our own form, but in the same instance, we are nothing alike. We have seen different things, we love different people, and we like different things. No two people have the same exact memory in their minds. Everything is how we see it and deal with it. So if you may not think you're very great, somewhere in someone's mind, in someone's story, you are the hero, and you probably will never even know it. Because of these differences and things we hold in common, we're each only human. You are never as alone as you feel, and things are only what we make out of them. Be kind, always. Be kind to yourselves, and live on. Congratulations, UMass Boston's class of 2023.